Now we will be moving to the first session. We'll be moving to the first session, and yes, and that is us getting to know the revolution of the world. The first session is we getting to know the revolution of the world, and this is going to be taken by no other person than G.O. Lawal himself, the CEO of Cohapt Solution. Please, if you can use the emojis, please help me with the clapping emoji to welcome him and to bring him on. If we are doing this physically, we'll say on stage. So to bring him on board to facilitate, please, if you can use the clapping emoji. Thank you, Victor. Thank you for, yes, thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So join me as I welcome G.O. Lawal.
How are we all doing? Hope we are all good. Yes, thank you so much, Sid Africa, for putting this together. It's been quite some time. Started this whole project last year, and the experience from last year. Yeah, the experience from last year really is actually what led us to continue that partnership today. So today I'll be talking about evolution of the world and evolution of the web. Now, this is important to lay the needed background for us to actually get to know, before we get into the main details of this training. Let's move straight into the business of the day. Now, over the years, over time, artificial intelligence, over the years, over time, rather, the world has been changing. The world has never remained static. In fact, even though there are different arguments around the fact that the world is flat, the world is round, but let's all go with the common fact that the world is round, right? Is it round or spherical? I'm not sure of the exact word now, but the world is round. Let's say that is the correct thing, right? The world is round. Now, I'm not a science student, right? But if I remember my physics very well, physics made us to understand that the world, that's the globe, keeps rotating, and it keeps rotating. That is why when there is sunshine here, a part of us are facing the sun, some other part are facing Mercury. So that part are feeling cold, while this part is getting hot, and the rest of that. Now, what am I trying to say here is the fact that we that are in the world, we are also rotating with the world. Now, the world is not static. The earth, rather, let me use that's the correct word. The earth is not static. The same way, the world in itself is not static. The world has been changing. Things have been evolving, and things will continually evolve, even beyond you. When you are 100 years, when I'm probably 150 years, I think I want to live up to 150 years. Probably I'm 150 years old. What I am seeing as changes right now would probably no longer be the same. Probably would have changed, right? Now, just to take us back memory lane around how the world has changed over time. Now, starting from the year 1880, somebody say 1880, don't mind me. This is going to be fun. It's not, we are not in like, it's not lecturing. Somebody say 1880. Let me know you are with me. Let me know you can hear me very well.
It's
Thank you so much, Mochurayo. I wish okay, don't worry, maybe I will send you Bitcoin. I'm sure you like Bitcoin. All right, so that's by the way. So in the 1880s, it's where the world The world was in the era of industrialization. That's the Industrial Revolution. At this point was where we had a lot of machineries, big factories, production lines. People are working in the railway system. People, the kind of work that people are doing have to do with factories, machines, big industries and all that. That was the order of the day. That was the beauty of the world. The global power being known based on the level of industrialization that they have. Now, some countries or some nations in that era were able to harness the power of that industrialization. Some were able to build wealth. Individuals built wealth on that industrialization. A lot of people became rich that period. Now, because things would never remain the same, over time, it began to change. And it changed into the 1980s, where computer now started becoming much more part of us. We started getting into the use of computer. We started getting more conscious about the use of computer. That doesn't mean that's where computer got actually invented. No, talking about when it started changing things, started revolving the world, and that is the focus here. Not when it was invented. Yeah. So by the 1880s, a lot of people started getting more aware about the use of computer. Like computer was the order of the day. Creation of so many kinds of computers. The reinvention, the discovery of computers, and people started getting more aware to use computers and all that. And trust me, also we had a lot of people, coming into who became billionaires. Of course, the likes of Bill Gates, came out and became, the big name in town that everybody wants to associate with, because he was doing fantastic things as a result of what he's able to turn with computer, right? Now, we all know that story. I'm not here to bore us with that story. Now, after the revolution of the world, through the computer age, the internet revolution came in. At this point, people started getting more access to information, more access to connecting online, more connection. We started getting the ability, to not just be limited by our own sovereignty. We were no longer limited by the things around us, meaning that we now begin to get access to things even that are not around us. The internet started bringing opportunity for us to get access to resources, information, call it whatever it is. We started getting more access to most of this thing. Now came the information revolution in the 2010. Now at this point, we started getting more aware, more access to information. The different platforms that are springing up that makes it easy for us to get access to information. Wikipedia and the rest of them, them. There are so many out there. So at this point, information was no longer scarce. You don't need to actually have to go to the library before you guys get access to information, right? And building on that, of course, 2020, the world came to a standstill. Things started changing. A lot of nations were locked down. You and I were stopped. We were unable to get access to our daily lives. For months, we couldn't. Our reality changed as humans. So at that point, from 2020, the world became more aware about getting more connected. Even though the COVID-19 pandemic probably disconnected us, disconnected the world for a very long time. But yet, it became a point of concern And the reality setting that how can we build on this should in case, and God forbid, something like that happened again, how do we still remain connected to one another? Even though the likes of Zoom had been in existence before that time, but that period was when, in fact, Zoom had, for example, Zoom had the revenue that Zoom made during COVID-19 was more than what they had made all the time they've been established. Now, a lot of things started springing up, more innovations, more ideas about how to connect ourselves, how to not just get access to information, but be connected to that information. So this, from that era, 2020, a lot of things started changing. We are not just getting connected to information, but also getting connected to gadgets. We're getting connected to equipment. We're getting connected, to devices. We are getting connected to even household things. Now, a lot of things started changing. Your fridge now can communicate to you. Your wristwatch, smart wristwatch that can tell you your blood pressure. You have what's it called? Glasses that can speak to you, that has camera, that can get connected. We start having different devices, internet of things started becoming more and more relevant in this age. Now, why exactly am I taking us through this whole foundation of how the world has revolved so far? Now, I'm not to let the cat out of the bag, I'm still going to get there. But before I move and switch to the revolution of the web, I want us to just take a quick pause. And this is going to be engaging, right? We're going to do this together. I like to ask this question. Let's say maybe like 70 or 100 years ago, I live in Lagos. I don't know where some of us are connecting from, but I live in Lagos, Nigeria. But if I'm to send a letter or a message to someone who is in Kaduna, for example, I don't know, can somebody guess how long it's likely going to take for that message to get to the recipient in Kaduna? Anybody? That's about 70, 100 years ago. You're free to unmute. You're free to unmute and speak, or you can just use the raise hand button to signify. Yes. Okay, I thought I saw Ijoma. Yeah, yes, Ijoma, please. Yeah, please.
Okay, so 100 years ago, if you were to send a letter to a place like Kaduna, it would actually take months. And it's under probability that it might actually get to the recipient. It might get lost on the way also, but it would actually take months to get to Kaduna.
Thank you so much, Ijoma. In fact, you just gave me a perfect answer. So I'm going to just move on. If you're sending a letter to someone in Kaduna some 50, 70, or 100 years ago, it's going to take months. It's going to take nothing less than 3 months. Now, imagine that you now need to wait for feedback from that person. Like Ijoma said, there are possibilities that the message will not even get to that person because things get missing in transit. A lot of things can happen. Why they are, just imagine, you can just picture whatever can happen on the way. That's from 50, 70, 100 years ago. But now, from the comforts of our home, we can pick up our phones, right, and send a message to someone in China, not even Nigeria now, in China, and within split of seconds, the person get the message, and you can get a response. And you know what we now call chats. You can start chatting, direct messages. I'm sending you, you are seeing, you are replying, the same way, immediately. In fact, Yeah, I think it can pass to be immediately. I was going to say almost immediately, but now it's immediately. Is it microsecond or milliseconds? I don't know what they call it. The messages get delivered and you get a response immediately. That is one example. Another thing. This is even quite close. It's not even that far. Let's say some 15, 20 years ago. I said it's not that far. I know some people wonder how is 15, 20 years ago not that far. But you know, the question is, if you want to open your door, if you want to open your door, or okay, maybe some of us might not even be using some of this advanced technology in our houses. But if you go to hotels, let me even use hotels. At least we know that hotels, most of them use this some level of technology, quite good. If you get to the hotel, you want to check in, they're probably going to hand over you a key, right? They hand over you a key, and that key, when you get to the entrance of the door, of course, you slot in the key to the door hole and you begin to turn. Now, imagine how long it's going to take you. Yes, it might say because you have your own key, but that process of doing that, imagine you have a bunch of key. You're trying to get into your office. Sorry, just a minute, please. All right, apologies about that. Yeah, so imagine you're going to access your office and you have, okay, perfect. Now you have a bunch of key like mine, like this. I have different keys here, right? I have several keys. I have other things attached to this key, right? Now, and let's say you are so pressed. You are extremely pressed and you just need to just get into your office and ease yourself. But yet, you get to the door. While you are shaking, you're trying to look for the right key. You're checking the first one. It's not this key. You check this one. It's not this key. You're checking this other one. It's not the key. I'm sure that if care is not taken, you're probably going to wet yourself, right? But now, picture the level of technology that we have now. That now, some doors, all you just need to do is voice control. Some, all you just need to do is your thumb print. Another, all you just need to do is present a key card and I just place it, right? Another, all you just need to do, just your retina, put your eyes there, it's going to detect your eye, and it's going to open to you. All already configured, and these are different, they still work for the same purpose. What the key is going to do is also what the key card is going to do, what the thumb print is going to do, the retina, and a lot of them. Just like they've been built, they've been innovation has come into them, and the ability that these things can do have been improved upon instead of just a key. So it saves time, it saves you stress, and it gives you ease. Now, this is what technology or what innovation, had brought for us. But outside all these daily things that we probably know about, let's get into the evolution of the web. Is somebody with me? Can somebody confirm that you can hear me very well? Somebody just say I can hear you.
Loud and clear, sir.
Loud and clear. Thank you so much, Ijoma. All right. Now, the evolution of the web. Even the web in itself, the World Wide Web, had changed over time. It has never remained the same. We had moved from different levels of the web, from Web 1.0, and Web 1.0, it was that era when you open your screen, you have this simple 2D screen that all you can do is majorly get access to information. where the internet is able to connect you and you get access. You get access through what the internet has made available for you. And I use this very funny example. The old Yahoo Messenger. I don't know how many of us, are here who met the Yahoo Messenger. Probably the Gen Zs might not be informed, or they were not around that time. Apologies, I know maybe the Gen Zs will come for me, right? But that era, I remember then, I would, when I closed from school, from secondary school, that was the era of cyber cafe, where cyber cafe was the order, of the day. When cyber cafe was the order of the day, I would. Hello, can you confirm you can hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, please.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, I remember I would sorry. I remember I would leave when I closed from secondary school. I would go to the cyber cafe, and I would just begin to admire the beauty of just looking at the screen. And even though I wasn't really sure of what was going on, when you open Yahoo Messenger, that beep of the, just like the way when somebody gets into Zoom now, Zoom gives this particular sound that notifies that somebody just joined, right? The same thing, I remember then Yahoo Messenger would give this particular tune. Yahoo Messenger will give this particular tune that year. Now, the world actually moved away from just things like Yahoo Messenger, and the internet begin to evolve and begin to change. Not just having access to the internet and getting more information, but we then moved to Web 2.0. We then moved to Web 2.0, where we started having more of interaction, more engagement. At that time, the likes of Facebook, a lot of social media platforms started coming into existence, and bringing us more access, more. We are not just getting information, but we are getting information in real time, getting access to this information when needed, how needed, and you can even determine how you want to make use of the information. At that moment, it started leading us into the connection world. Started leading us, so the Web 1.0, led us into the information era. The internet came up, came on board, and started getting us into the information era. Web 2.0 also came on board, giving us connection, giving us information, and it started moving us more into the connection era. Now, that connection era is where we are currently, which is Web 3.0. Web 3.0 now is changing the tides. Web 3.0 is changing the way we live. Web 3.0 is changing how we do things. Now, a lot of things are started coming up, and trust me, this is not the end. There was a time it was cryptocurrency. I don't know how many of us, got involved, with cryptocurrency and all that. Sometimes ago, the talk of the town was metaverse. I don't know how many of us were really involved in that period. The metaverse, I gave the metaverse a definition myself. The metaverse it gives you what's it called? Can you hear me? I think my video is freezing, but I just want to be sure you can hear me. Somebody just confirm you can still hear me.
Yes, please.
All right, so just for me to be sure, even though my video is freezing, I can just go on knowing that you can hear me perfectly. All right, now I gave metaverse a definition. Metaverse gives you three-dimensional, which is, you know, okay, not even a definition actually. Meta. So because I'm a Yoruba boy, and we all know that in Yoruba, meta means meta. Sorry, meta means three. Actually, meta means three. So one of the easiest way for you to understand what metaverse it means, if you're a Yoruba person, or just know that in Yoruba, meta means three. That means metaverse. It gives you three dimension, something not just 2D, like you're just seeing on my screen. Like on my screen, you can't see, there's no way you can move around me on this video right now, right? You can't move around me. You can only see my picture. Yes, you can see me demonstrating and all that, but you cannot move. You can't move in the digital space on 2D around me. But this is what metaverse presents to us. So you can move around subjects, but that's not the focus of today. Then we have the virtual reality, we have the augmented reality. Of course, we are all connected right now on Zoom, which is also a virtual platform, a virtual reality platform that connects us virtually. I'm just trying to quickly break some of these terms together. Connect us virtually without being physically present. However, virtual reality actually goes further than Zoom, but I'm sure that, you know, beyond just having the conversation like this, I'm sure Zoom maybe in the next 3, 4, or 5 years we'll start being able to connect ourselves, you know, with our eyeglasses. Maybe Zoom to come up with their own glasses, or, you know, an headset that you can put on, and we won't just be seeing ourselves on 2D. We can all be on Zoom, and you can see me standing up, and I can move around, even come to your desk, and even look at what you are doing in Zoom. Now, augmented reality takes it a step further. Not only can you see, but augmented reality gives you the opportunity to also feel. Imagine you are connected to somebody in Moscow, and the temperature there, I'm not even sure whatever the temperature is over there, but it's very cold, right? And you are in which state is very hot in Nigeria? Let me use, I'm not sure this is the hottest state in Nigeria, but let me just use Borno State. Let me just use Borno. It might not be the hottest state in Nigeria, but let me just say Borno. Now you're in Borno, you know, and the weather is quite hot. Yeah, I've been to Maiduguri before, and I know how hot it can be. That even the weather, the air itself is even hot, right? So maybe that's why I'm saying Maiduguri right now. Now, but yet you are connected to an augmented reality device, and you are speaking with somebody who is in Moscow. Now, this gives you the opportunity to feel. You can feel the weather. In fact, it goes beyond just feeling, but just to make it more clear for us, is that you can feel the weather. And trust me, I know none of us, if you're like me, that I like seeing foreign movies. I like seeing foreign movies. I like seeing action movies, science fiction movies, and all that, because I believe it really has, it helps me to, expand my knowledge beyond just the things around me. Now, a lot of things that we used to call film trick, my people now say, film trick. It is film trick. Well, I'll tell you this: if somebody can sit down and conceive that idea for a movie, trust me, it's already existing. It is already existing, or it is about to exist. It's as good as that, or it's about to exist, very close to existing. If somebody can sit down and put into a movie now, there's somebody somebody's already working on it or has created it. Maybe it is not yet available for public use, but you can agree with me that a lot of things that we used to see then, in the movies then, and about growing up, the whole James Bond that we would see, and the kind of cars that James Bond would use. Now they're all around us. I remember, let me say, I remember, I don't think I was alive then, all the years that the US, the US was really trying to, competing with Russia and all of that, to get to the moon. Who will get to the moon first? And all this competition. But guess what? Now we have someone like Elon Musk, who is now even not just talking about, we passed the era of trying to get to the moon. But now we are in the era of commercializing going to the moon, meaning that I can decide to wake up and say, you know what, my darling wife, let's go on vacation. And where do you want to go on this vacation? Let us go on vacation on Mars. And that's about to do vacation. Trust me, it might sound somehow, but this is something that people like Elon Musk are really working towards. And I'm sure maybe maybe another 10 years, this will be possible. And of course, if you look around, there are several technologies like that, several that never existed before. At the time, it was the internet that was the order of the day. At the time, it was radio that was the order of the day. At the time, it was the invention of cars that was the order of the day. At the time, it was the invention of an aircraft that was the order of the day. So, what am I trying to say is that the world is not static. Technology has been changing. Technology has been evolving. And the last thing I have on Web 3.0 is artificial intelligence. Now, if we think we have seen all technology with artificial intelligence, now all the sermon, everything I've been saying since, is just to let you know that this is just the beginning. That this is just the beginning. Now, I'm sure that those of us who are here on this call, you are on this call because you have discovered or you want to know how technology can help what you do. And that is why you are here. And I first of all congratulate you that you're on this call already. This is where we are starting from point zero. You are starting from point zero, building your mind and preparing you for other things to come. So now we are in the era of AI, not even just AI, we're in the era of Web 3.0. Blockchain technology, robotics, a lot of things are springing for just that, just like out of all these siblings, blockchain, metaverse, AI, virtual, augmented reality, robotics, and all of them. AI just seems to be like the most popular of the siblings. AI is not the only one. And that is because AI is now also playing a major role in facilitating the process of implementing all this other technology within the Web 3.0 ecosystem. So, those who are now saying AI is this, AI is that, I'm glad to let you know that you have not seen it yet. We are just getting into the era. And that era is going to facilitate other things that you may not even be thinking about. And that's because some of us actually even think that AI is ChatGPT. Some of us think AI is Gemini. Yes, they are platforms, but we'll get into deeper knowledge about that. But for now, I'm going to put a pause here. As we go on into other parts of today's session, I'm sure you probably have questions. I would say you can hold down your question. I'm sure the next facilitator is ready for the second session, and I think after that we'll then take questions so we can respond to them together. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to actually get us started into the world of artificial intelligence. I remember my humble self, Gio Lawal, and we'll be back again on this call. Thank you so much.